This year is my 7th year serving as a school administrator in a public school setting, and I wanted to have a video to share with you on ways in which you could be organized and efficient as a public school administrator so that you can have a successful year. Welcome to Efficiency and Organization. On this channel, I talk about planning, having good systems, having really good goals set in place to be able to be efficient, productive, and organized in everyday life, professional life, as well as your personal life. Be ready for constant interruptions and distractions. Interruptions and distractions will be your life. So what you want to do is have really good systems in place so that if you do get interrupted, you don't kind of like fall through on something that you were supposed to do that you were working on. The one thing that helps me is for the projects that I have going on, I use project folders, and I've talked about this concept in other videos before. But basically, what I do, like let's say for this video that I'm making, I have a checklist that I use where I check off each time I do something. So, for example, finding the name for the video is one, recording, which I'm doing now, is another, editing is another. So, because I use these folders, which are just pocket folders, and then I put these on top, they help me because if somebody was to walk in right now and distract me, I wouldn't know where I stopped and what the next thing is that I needed to do. So that would be my thing that I would suggest to you is use some kind of a system like this for projects and big tasks. My other suggestion is to use some kind of a notebook, some kind of a way to jot down the things you need to do. No, because don't try to store things in your mind. If you store things in your mind, you are gonna forget because when the interruptions come and you have three in a row, you already forgot what you were supposed to do. As an administrator, you can't be lazy that way and just keep telling yourself, I'll remember, because you will forget. Unless you have photographic memory, you will forget. I'm speaking to you from experience. I'm speaking to you from what I've observed from other administrators. So, what works for me is emailing myself. What I do is when I'm walking around campus and people are asking for things or I see things, I take pictures and I email myself, or whatever they ask for, like work orders and such, I email myself. And my email is like the catch all place because I'm really good at email management. So that's where everything goes, and that's where I could get my work done. So let's talk about email inboxes. You have to have them decluttered. So if you get a lot of unwanted emails, you need to get rid of them. If you are getting things done, delete them. You don't need to keep emails. I have folders where I do store some emails that I think might be needed in the future. But other than that, I delete as I go. I can't have an inbox that's cluttered because then when the important things come that I need to do, they'll get lost in the pile. When you have downtimes, make sure you are using them effectively. That's like the biggest advice I could give you as a school leader. When there's downtimes, I noticed that a lot of leaders, school administrators, that's their downtime. They go and start socializing, they go and start walking around. Because it's busy and they get tired, right? And so they feel like, okay, finally I'm not on the go and I could just go and relax. No, the down times is when you're trying to catch up and get ahead, catch up and get ahead. So, the best advice I could give you as a school administrator is don't use the downtimes ineffectively. Sit down and get work done because that way you're trying to move ahead and because you're going to get interrupted again. It's going to happen when the busy happens again. Your workload's going to pile up, and it's going to be very heavy, and you're not going to follow through on things, and you're going to break trust with people because they expect you to do things that you didn't do, so on and so forth. So make sure, a good advice, use those down times effectively. So what I do, our students start to come in the most, like I would say about 8ish, right? Because school starts 8:30 for us. So I get there usually between 6:30 and 7 because that means I have an hour to an hour and a half of downtime when I can get so much work done without interruptions. End of the day, when the kids leave, same thing. I have that downtime. So instead of saying, okay, now I could take a break, No, I'm trying to get ahead, get ahead, get ahead, or catch up, catch up, catch up. So the most important things of the day are done. Be careful with the time guzzlers. Those are the text messages that you're sending for personal reasons. Those are the gossip things that you'd get involved in. Those are scrolling through social media. Basically, be careful of what the time guzzlers are, the things that take your time, too much of your time. Sitting and remembering past problems, those are taking time away from you from focusing on what you have to do now. So, the best thing you can do is work on focus, 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 so that way you can get the work done that needs to be done now. Your spaces need to be organized. So this is my home office. Look behind me. Everything is decluttered. You don't see a bunch of papers and post-it notes everywhere and things. No, very neat and decluttered. In fact, before, right above me, I used to have some more plans and plaques. I got rid of it all. I want the space to be as functional as possible. So I only have things around me that I use and that I need. Now, the same goes for documents. Your desktop has to be decluttered. Your files, your computer files have to be very organized, because when you're looking for documents, you can't say, oh my gosh, there's so much on my desktop. I don't know where I stored it and why. You have to have a good system for storing documents, storing information for fast retrieval. A lot of people store things in their Google Drives, which is great, but that also needs to be organized. So things that have to do with PBIS need to go in the PBIS folder, period. Things that have to do with fire drills need to go in a fire drill folder, period. So you want to organize as you go to create these very easy to find files and documents. At the end of each day, before you leave, make sure you are prioritizing what top 3 to 5 things are that you need to do the next day. Again, before you leave work, you need to prioritize the 3 to 5 things you need to do the next day. That way you can, right off the bat when you get to work, hit the ground running with those top priority things. So tomorrow, for example, for me, when I get there, I need to make sure I am ready for the leadership team presentation. That's number one. Number two, we have a big Veterans Day event coming up. I need to prepare for that. Number three, we have a big event coming up for our Saturday school that I need to get ready for. So those will be like the 3 things that I'm going to hit. And so you want to have a plan the day before, the night before, for the next day. Yes, it might fall apart if something major happens, like there's no electricity or there's some kind of a disaster, some kind of an accident, but you still want to plan and then know in the back of your mind that there is a 1-2% chance that it might not go through. Have a good system in place for following up on things. The biggest thing that a lot of leaders do is they let things go and they don't follow through. So you want to have a good system for following through on things. A couple of things that work for me on my calendar, my Outlook calendar, I've put notes there, like I schedule actually entries where I say that I need to follow up on things. I use a planner. My planner is everything for me because I write stuff down in my planner that I need to follow up on. And of course, my handy dandy project folders. So these, sometimes when I need to follow up on things, on projects, I write them down so that way I know I need to follow up. For meetings, don't set meetings until or unless you know that you have stuff you actually have to get everybody in a room to talk about. Make sure that they are very organized and that you're not taking people's time, taking your time ineffectively. Have an agenda, have a timekeeper, and make sure that that timekeeper is keeping you on track. You cannot, time adds up, minutes add up. You cannot waste time in meetings. It has to be very effective and only talk about things you need to talk about and end it. Finish the meeting early to go and catch up on other things that you need to do. I already mentioned having a planner and a calendar. It's so effective. Carry a small planner and a calendar with you that you can use to write things for the future, to write down all the upcoming events. So here's one thing I do that helps me tremendously. So I have my own personal planner. Of course, we have our school master calendar, and then we have other calendars. Every Friday, I take out my planner and calendar and I look ahead for 7 days to write down what things are coming up so that way I could be prepared and I could be ready. My last piece of advice for you is to be reflective. When you are going home at the end of the day, just kind of think about what kind of things you did that helped you during the day and what you need to do differently. So if you did something that you're like, oh my gosh, I got into a 15-20 minute conversation with someone about Star Wars and I could have done a lot during that time. Yeah. So then what's the learning from it? Well, I'm not going to do that the next day or the day after that or the day after that. I'm going to be more careful with my time management. You can think about your productivity. Were you productive? Did you procrastinate anything? You can think about it and you can change. I will have lots of links in the description to videos that you're going to find super helpful and articles that you're going to find super helpful. Until next time, I'll catch you in the next video.